Welcome to part 2 of Daddy's Little Killers. Meet Mary, Beth, and Linda, 2 daughters who murdered their father, and would have most certainly gotten away with it had they not been both sleeping with the same man. And in part 2, that man has came forward to talk to investigators and provide them a recording of Linda's confession. So give us a subscribe, please, and sit back and enjoy.
All right. Okay, first things first. I appreciate you coming in, okay? And like I said, I'm Detective Nelson DeLeon, and this is Mike.
Billy.
Okay. Mike, it is my Billy. All right. So, first of all, I just want to today's 13th. All right. So, first of all, I know you have your computer there. Did you say there's you have some audio of things?
I have video.
Okay.
It's not on here yet. I brought this to
Okay.
help facilitate transferring it to you.
Okay. Do you mind us letting us see the video?
It's on my phone right now. Like I said, my phone's private. I like to keep my phone private, but I have to transfer the video
Can you transfer the video there?
I'm going to try to do that now.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fine.
And then what I'm going to do is you go to your anywhere in this building that you can find a thumb drive,
Yes, sir.
and I'll give it to you. This way, this will stay.
That's fine.
Now, you said you received some. So let's start from the beginning. Okay. What made you contact us here?
Well, I was told by a friend,
And who's that friend?
Linda Roberts.
When did you see her?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. How long have you known her?
Since I believe it was maybe September of last year.
What's your relationship with her?
Friends.
Friends? Any intimate relationship?
There was.
Okay. I want you to be. See, the thing is I want you to be very honest with me.
Will be.
Okay. So just tell me what happened. What transpired with this?
With which part?
With this whole yesterday's. How did you meet her?
I met her sister first.
Okay.
Her name is Mary Beth Tomaselli.
Okay. When did you meet her?
September.
September.
I think it was, or it would have been late August, I think. I could actually tell you, but I don't really know the date.
Okay. But was it of 2018?
Yes, it was. I believe it was August to September, somewhere in there.
Okay. Where did you guys meet at?
We met through Facebook.
What, do you have her Facebook?
Yeah, not anymore.
Okay. And this is Mary Beth?
Mm-hmm.
So how did you guys meet through Facebook? What?
Just talking to each other. She was interested in, I'm a musician, so she was interested in the shows that I play. She eventually came out to one of those shows.
What kind of musician are you?
I play guitar, I play cover tunes in and around the Tampa Bay area.
Okay. So she comes out in September. Was that with Linda or was
No, it was alone.
Did you have an intimate relationship with her too?
I did.
Okay. All right. So tell me about, so you met her, she comes out, and then does she...
We just kind of hooked up a few times at her place.
Okay.
She brought her sister to one of the gigs when her sister got back in town from North Carolina. This is Linda. I met Linda. Linda was,
Linda was what?
she was with her
Okay.
at one of my shows, and somehow obtained my number from her sister and started texting me and asked me to come over to help her with something at their apartment, and then seduced me, and so we had an intimate relationship for a little bit.
So when was that she reached out to you?
Soon thereafter, when I met her. I don't have the date exact, but I can backtrack and get you those dates.
Okay. So we're talking back in the beginning, probably about September, August, you guys meet.
September for her, for sure, September, yeah.
So you start talking. And where do you guys go? Which house?
They have a house they own, they rent together in Palm Harbor. It's in, I don't know the subdivision, but I gave you the address
Right.
when I called you.
Okay. So you guys go over there?
We've been there.
Okay.
Yes, that's about all where we've been.
Okay. So how long do you still have this relationship with your sister?
Neither one.
Okay. So you had an intimate relationship. How long did that last?
Just a couple occasions with the sister Mary Beth, and then more with Linda, but pretty much came to an end. So
When did it come to an end?
off and on, the end was sort of about a month ago. About a month ago.
Do both parties know?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Okay.
So you guys ended up. Did you guys get into an altercation,
No.
to the fight, or just
No, she
who
just
ended it?
She just got on my nerves, texting me and stuff too much. I ended up blocking her on Facebook and phone, and she got another account. She started contacting me again, and I felt sorry for her in a lot of different ways, so I talked to her a little bit more. But I know you want as much as you can
Right.
get, but that's sort of the least of it, how
Okay.
we came together.
So then what happened yesterday? How'd you guys meet up yesterday? How did that come about?
She asked me to come over, said she needed to talk about something. She called me.
Being Linda.
Yeah.
What time did she call you yesterday?
I can't remember, but it was sometime in the, I believe it was like in the early afternoon. Let me see. See if I can find out. Text.
I just like to know. I like to get a history.
It's as much as I can. Well, that history,
Mhm.
it is what it is. I mean, without getting real detail, there was an intimate relationship with both her and her sister. The one with Mary Beth ended pretty quickly, and then that one started, and then it went on for longer through October, November, December, and pretty much not too much through January, and then
And where's her husband? Up north?
yeah, he lives in, I believe it's North Carolina. I don't know where.
Okay.
I'm just trying to find this here. Today is Wednesday, right?
Today is Wednesday, yes sir. The 13th.
Okay. So it looks like it was she got a hold of me around 10:30 a.m. yesterday. And I was over there at sometime between then and noon. I believe it was maybe close to noon.
And when she texted you, what did she say? She just wanted you to.
She just texted me a bunch of you're selfish type, just weird things, and then she said she wanted to talk to me, and then she called me and told me to come over. She called me on my phone, told me to come over, and I believe it was around noon that I was over there.
So you went to her house around noon.
Sometime around noon, yeah.
And what ended up? So you get there around noon.
Mhm.
Okay.
She starts into a conversation, and she wanted to tell me why she acts so nutty, for lack of a better word.
Okay.
She goes back and forth. She vacillates a lot. She curses me out, and she begs me to come talk to her. That's been going on from the beginning. And she takes Ambien at night and she mixes it with alcohol, she says. I don't know. She denied that after she said that. She said that in the beginning of the relationship. She said she takes Ambien and she's sorry, and sometimes if she has a drink. So I really shouldn't say that. I can't assume that she mixes Ambien with alcohol.
Yeah, but she told you that.
She
You
did.
didn't see it, but she
I didn't
told
see
you.
it. She
Okay.
said, "I'm sorry, I took my Ambien and I think I also had a drink." And I was like, "Well, that makes sense why you're drunk dialing me and saying crazy things." And
Right.
stuff like that. So I pretty much ignore her when she gets like that. I wait a few days and then she texts or calls and says something nice. So she wanted to talk to me. I got there because I had been ignoring her. She went on a cruise for a week and she just got back last Sunday. So a week ago, not this Sunday, the week before that, she just got back from a cruise. As soon as she hit the port, she started calling me. She had Wi-Fi on the cruise and texted me.
During the cruise.
During the cruise.
Okay.
I ignored it all. And then when she got back, she said, "I'm back, I want to talk to you." And I ignored it. So like a week went by, and then this happened yesterday. She said, "Please, I want to talk to you. I have to tell you something very important about why this has happened, why I'm this way. I know I've said things and done things that have upset you." And she asked me to come over to talk in person. I did. I went over. And then she started telling me, "You don't understand what happened to me in my lifetime and why I'm this way, why I'm so messed up."
Okay. So you walk in. Where do you guys
Sat
go?
down.
Where do you
In the
guys
living
go? In the living room? Okay. Did you guys have, so you sit down and she proceeds to tell you this. What else does she tell you?
Well, what she started to say was, "You don't understand what happened to me in my past and why I'm so messed up." And she said, "It has to do with my father." And I said, "Wow, that sounds pretty bad." Of course, I was assuming something completely different. And I said, I know people. I've talked to people. I know I have a little bit of experience in people that are messed up because of their parents. You can tell me if that's what you want to tell me." She said, "I've never told anyone. Nobody knows." And I said, "Well, these kind of secrets will, there she is."
Just ignore it right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could call her back.
We'll call her back.
We'll call her back later.
We'll call her back. Yeah, we'll let you talk to her.
The only thing is she's on her way back. She expects to meet me.
Okay.
Just hold on.
No.
No?
No, just let it go.
We'll just.
No, you can call her back. It's no
It's
problem.
fine.
Okay.
I just don't want to break up what's
Yes.
going on here. That's
Okay,
all.
you got it. So, she, I assume that I'm helping her divulge something that happened to her as a child that
Right.
she had repressed. And I do like her. She's a nice lady in a lot of ways. And so I felt bad at what she was about to tell me. I thought. And she says, "You don't understand. I've never told one soul. Nobody knows. I've never told anybody. The only person that knows is my sister. She knows." I said, "Oh, geez, this is going on with her as well." I said, "Tell me." She said, "It's nothing sexual, if that's what you're thinking." I was like, "That's what I was thinking. You're damaged from sexual abuse as a child." She said, "No." I said, "Then what is it?" And she said, "I ended my father's life."
Okay.
Is that what she exactly said?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then what did she say? How did it? And then when she said that, what did you do?
I was shocked, and then she said, "Actually, we ended my father's life, me and my sister." And I said, "How did you do this?" "I thought you told me a story when I first met you of how your father died, and you happened upon his lifeless body, and your sister called 911, and you started chest compressions." She's in the medical profession, so I assume she knows CPR. Maybe most people don't, I don't know. But anyway, she told me she started chest compressions. And when the paramedics got there, see, I wouldn't know any of this stuff. I'm sure you can corroborate it because the paramedics might tell you.
All right.
This is what she said. Paramedics got there and had to pull her off, saying, "Ma'am, he's dead. He was dead and gone and blue or whatever." And I don't know. I said, "That's the story you told me. So if you ended this life, why were you doing chest compressions until the emergency responders got there?" I said, "Was that for looks?" It was chilling to me.
Okay.
I started my phone video at that point.
Okay.
I only missed a couple words after she said I ended my father's life. I started my video camera. I looked down like I was looking at a text, and I started the video, and I put the video like this. And I was videotaping her on her sofa. And I think I had her repeat one thing that I missed that I thought was important. It was about how she started the process of ending her father's life. So she said, we got past the whole, "Why did you lie to me about giving him chest compressions if you knew he was dead?" She made that a big deal. That she tried to make me believe that was her trauma in her life. That she found her dead father as the most important person in the world to her and had to do chest compressions. She's like, "I did chest compressions for 30 minutes on my dead father. And that's what has messed me up. I mean, he was my idol, my prime choice." So I was a little bit chagrined that she had lied to me, and I was also shocked that someone was telling me they murdered somebody. So I was like, so that's how the conversation started. "Why are you telling me this when you told me you tried to save him?" And then I knew right away that this was something I might record, because I never heard somebody tell me they killed somebody before. So I don't know. I started the recorder. Whether it was something I am allowed to do or not, I don't know. I did it.
Understood. And this is inside her residence?
Yeah.
Still? Okay.
She proceeded to tell a story. Like I said, I missed one thing. I said, "How did you do it?" She goes, "I don't really want to talk about the details." And I said, "Why would you want to talk? You've gone this far." She said, "If you tell anybody, I could go to jail." I said, "No, you could get lethal injection in Florida. I think they still do it. I don't know." And I said, "But you've already gone this far. You might as well." I said, "The truth will set you free." And she said, "If you want to hear it, I'll tell you." I started the recorder. She had said we gave him a drink with 7. She said 6 at first. Something called Halcyon. I don't even know what that is. Halcyon, and later she told me it was a sleeping pill. I've never heard of it.
Okay.
Again, these things could probably be corroborated because when they did an autopsy, they probably found Halcyon. He's cremated. So she said, right before I started the camera, she said, "He's cremated, so there's no evidence. I can't get in trouble." She said, "If you tell somebody," at first she said, "If you tell somebody, I could go to jail." And I said, "No, you can get the death penalty for killing somebody." She goes, "Well, he's gone, he's cremated, there's no evidence, and they've already done an investigation." That's what she said. That's when I started the camera. She said she started to say how she first administered Halcyon, and then I started the camera, and then so the video starts from there. I said, "So what is this about 6 Halcyon?" She said, "They're strong sleeping pills, as strong as you can get. I had my sister make up a drink." She said, "Go make up a drink," because he has a drink at night every night. She said, a vodka drink. That was probably in his system too. I never met this man, obviously. I mean, this is supposedly 4 years ago, and I just met them not even a year ago. So she said the sister made up a drink with a full drink, like instead of a shot of vodka, which he would have been happy with. I think she made like a vodka and tonic or something. She said she put soda in it and everything, and it was like a full-size drink. She actually, on the video, you can see her, she said she made a full-size drink and put the pills in it.
Meaning the sister did. Now, who's the nurse? Linda's the nurse, or the sister? Linda's the nurse. Okay. Not both of them, obviously. Okay.
I am a little bit confused as to whether she made the drink, handed it to Linda, Linda put the Halcyon in it, or she told her to go make the drink, put the halcyon in it to dissolve. I don't really know. Honestly, I haven't even reviewed the tape since I made it.
Okay.
Understood.
It's chilling. It's chilling.
So what else she ends up?
She said she was like, why would you make a full drink? So he might, he's not going to finish it, and then he won't be, it's not as toxic to dilute it in a full drink. She definitely just told me that she, was upset with the sister for making a bigger drink. He took a couple swigs, she says, swigs of it, and not enough to get all that halcyon into his system, but enough to knock him. I think she said for a loop, knock him for a loop. Mind you, she said he was having trouble breathing. He had diagnosis in a recent phone call that maybe she received about his state of being. His prognosis was that he had a mass on his lungs, so big that there was no saving him. He had cancer, lung cancer, I think she said. It's on there. But this recent turn of events was, it was proving that he was not going to live, according to her, and that she interjected a lot of her own thoughts during this conversation, saying that I've been in the medical profession. I know that when I see a mass like that, he can't live long, and she said maybe 2 months. I was doing my own interjecting along the way, saying like 2 months. What about just 4 months? Like, how do you say when it's okay to stop somebody from breathing? You don't say that. You murdered your father. And she said, do you have to say it like that? And I was like, yeah, I have to say it like that. She said, we euthanized him. I said, euthanasia is illegal. She said, no, it's not. She got angry. She said, I watch hospice administer fatal doses of morphine to people all the time. Just a little extra just so they can go away. And nobody questions it because they're dying anyway. And so when they do finally die, people are like, well, this one died too. They're in hospice. She said, and she actually said, I've done it myself. Administered the fatal dose of morphine. I was like thinking to myself, this is getting crazier and crazier. Because people in hospice or her father, they have rights to you can't decide when that happens. That's not what we do in this society. We don't decide when people stop breathing. We don't do it. So she said after the drink, they watched him and they waited and they thought he was dead. She said he urinated on himself. That may be something that was found, I guess, when they finally got hold of him. Paramedics, that might be a normal thing that happens. I don't even know. She said we thought he was dead. He urinated on himself, and he wasn't breathing. We couldn't detect any breath. She said, I may be leaving out some stuff in the middle, but I'm getting to the coup de grace. She said he opened his eyes and looked at them, and that's when Mary Beth squeezed his nose, and Linda said she put a rag in his mouth.
Linda put a rag in his mouth?
She said Mary Beth held his nose.
So Mary Beth held the nose?
That's what Linda said.
Right. So so she said, so what else did she tell you?
There's a lot more conversation. It's 30 minutes in total, and then I did another video for 2 minutes and 50-something seconds, so it's 33 minutes about. I just went around and around with the facts again, not believing it. I was hearing it and also making sure I had it documented. So I asked her again about, why she did it. It's things like that, of that nature. She said he was going to die. He was dying. He maybe had the best 2 months to live, the doctor said. He would have got all cut up, and he wouldn't have been able to, breathe on his own, and we just didn't want that. And then I said, I just can't believe, and I said, you murdered your father, and then she said something like, when she said, "Do you have to say it that way?" And I said, "Yes, I do." And she goes, "Well, don't say just me, because Mary Beth did it too." She seemed real concerned with making sure I knew it wasn't just her. She wanted Mary Beth to take some of the culpability, but she basically told on her too. She said,
Let me ask you this, but not to interrupt you, but prior to that, there had been no mention of Mary Beth until that particular moment.
No, there wasn't.
And then there was.
No, she mentioned her the whole time.
She did.
She
Okay.
said her, my sister and I ended my father's life.
Okay.
She said that from the very beginning.
Okay.
But when I said you murdered your father, she got up in arms and said, "Well, Mary Beth did it too."
Okay.
And I said, "I just can't believe that would happen." I mean, I was just saying, I can't believe that you girls would do this. But when I said that, she gets real confused, Linda does, about what the subject matter is. So when I said, "I can't believe that," she thought I meant that Mary Beth participated. At which point she said, "You don't understand Mary Beth. She's got a mean streak in her 10 times mine." She was furious with my father. They had been fighting, and he had been saying horrible things to her, and she'd been saying horrible things to him. And so I tried to talk to her about that aspect of it, and I said, "So you're saying Mary Beth was angry at your father when she did it, helped you do it? She was not, I said, "Who suggested the idea?" She goes, "I don't really know." I said, "Well, somebody had to say, let's kill Dad." I haven't reviewed the tape.
Okay.
She may have said it, but I don't think she did. I
Okay.
do believe I remember her saying, I can't remember which one. I said, I pressed her a little bit. I said, "One of you had to say, let's do this." I said, "With you being in the medical profession, I would think it would be you, and she would agree to it or something." She said, "I honestly don't remember." I said, "Okay, but in either case, she was mad at him, so she had no problem saying, yes, let's kill Dad. Perfect." And, I said that myself to see what she said about it. She goes, "Yeah, pretty much." She said she was mad at him. I said, "So Mary Beth did it out of anger." And I tried to play good cop, bad cop myself with her. I said, "So you were just trying to euthanize him because you felt really bad for her, but she was mad." I said, that makes it even more a murder. I said, "Maybe Mary Beth's even more to blame." I was just trying to see what else she would tell me about it. And she said, "I don't know." I said, "Well, but you're saying she was mad at him and she had no problem participating in this, and she has a mean streak, and they were just arguing, and then I brought up money, and I said, this is how you girls inherited the money, and was that a motive?" And she went, "No, definitely not a motive." That's
Did
what she said.
she ended up getting
Yes,
money?
they had money. They got
How much money did they get?
I think Linda said like 500,000.
500?
Even though she didn't say that actually it did happen.
She didn't say the amount of money
Right.
that she got from that,
Right.
but she at other times told me she inherited 500,000, and I
Okay.
never knew what she meant by it because I don't care. It's not my money, and I don't have anything to
Understood.
do with it. She was just being braggadocious, I think, saying I
Understand.
inherited 500,000, and I didn't put two and two together. I assumed it was from the dad's passing, but I didn't say, "Oh, wait a minute, you inherited 500,000. Was that from your dad's passing?" Because she told me about her dad's passing early on.
Right.
Again, she told me that she has a hard time since her dad died. And I didn't even know it was 4 years ago. I thought it was longer. I asked her when this happened. I said, because she was talking, again, I'm being a bit circuitous here, and I don't remember when things happened in the conversation.
And we'll watch that here.
Yeah.
But let me ask you, did she give you actual, I know the details that you told me about, she put the rag in his mouth.
She stuffed the rag in her mouth.
Did she tell you where he was at?
I believe she said he was in his bed, because they said he was going to bed and asked for a drink. And she told her sister to make the drink up, and I don't know who put the halcyon in the drink, but she said 6, and then she said 7. So toxicology will show that, I'm sure.
Now, let me ask you this. Did she, at some point, did they all live together? Did he live separately, or how did that?
That I don't know, but I know, I can't say, but I know that he had a house in Palm Harbor, and I don't even know where this subdivision is, but she said something like Wexford. I don't know where that is.
Right.
She said he lived on Wexford or in Wexford, maybe it's on Wexford Way or in a subdivision called Wexford. Is that familiar? I don't
Wexford
know.
Lease, yes it is.
Okay. Is that where he lived? I don't even know.
Does she still have the house?
I don't know.
You don't know. She
No,
doesn't.
but he was living there, and from what I can gather from what she said, she was not living there, and neither was Mary Beth, but they came to watch the father.
Okay.
Okay.
Death watch.
Okay, understood. So they weren't all living together, but they came to visit him or what
To
happened?
be with, she said she was there 24/7 or something watching him. I think she thought that she was acting as hospice.
Okay.
And if she's acting as hospice and tells me that she's administered fatal doses of morphine to other people in hospice, well then I really know what she was doing there.
Okay.
She's making sure the end came quick, and I don't know if it's for the inheritance, but that's a motive.
Understood.
So what else did she tell you that you can remember before we watch the video?
I asked her if she was remorseful. She said every day, but I think I asked her if she'd do it again. I don't remember, but yeah, there's so much going on, but I just wanted to see really what her state of mind was about it, and she wouldn't allow for the word murder, and she kept saying euthanize, and I kept arguing that point, and
How did you end the conversation with her?
I can't remember. I just said, I was pretty mad. I turned off the camera, and I put the phone in my pocket and started to make my way out the front door, and she said, don't disown me or something like that, and I said, she's something about euthanasia again, and I turned around and I pointed at her from across the room, and I said, she said he was only going to live for a couple months. I said, you don't get to decide if your father, what if he wanted to make amends with God and he only had 2 more hours to live? You stuff a rag in his mouth. You don't know what he wanted to do in those last 2 hours, and that's honestly what I thought.
Right.
When I was walking out the house, I said, what if this guy didn't do or say something that he wanted to say in his last 2 hours, 2 weeks, 2 months? So I literally was mad at her. I turned around and I said, you don't get to say what your father does in the last hours, or stop, or make those hours come quicker. He might have wanted to get right with God, and you stopped him. You closed his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you can't do that. That's murder. I walked out. She called me almost immediately, and I didn't answer.
So when was the last time? So have you talked to her since then?
Yeah.
And what
I
happened?
called back because I knew I had the recording, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I called back, and she said, I said, I see I missed your call. It's about an hour later. And she said, yeah, I feel terrible. I'm having flashbacks right now. And I said, well, you should. I said, and then I said, we should talk about this more. Because I was already in my mind thinking, there's no way I'm going to hear this and not come to you. People deserve justice. So I was like, so I said, we should talk more. And I left it at that.
What was her response to that?
She said, yeah, but don't ever tell anybody. She goes, I could go to jail. And I said, again, you could probably get the death penalty. You might not even be sitting in jail. I don't know
Right.
that. Because I don't even know what you do here anymore. Is it still death penalty state? I don't even know.
Well, it depends on the situation.
I guess. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. But I'm just saying, I said that to her, and she said, well, I would deny it anyway. That's what she said. She said that several times. But she said that on the tape, too. She said, if you ever tell anybody, I'll deny it. And she said that when I called her back later that afternoon. And she said, I'm scared now. I don't think I should have told you this. If you ever tell anybody, I'll deny it. She said it again.
Why would she tell you something like this?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Did you have a relationship with her last night?
No.
Beforehand?
No.
Okay.
Was there any alcohol or drugs involved during this conversation that you had in the house? So
No,
it wasn't
she doesn't-
semi-intoxicated or
No.
drugs, nothing? Just straight the conversation
Yeah,
we're having now?
it's as normal as
Okay.
can be.
Okay.
I've never actually seen her drink. She said, and I've been around her quite a bit, she said that she had, this was last year, when she apologized for some really weird errant texting, strange things that weren't even germane to any conversations we ever had. She apologized the next day, saying I had my Ambien and I may have had a drink. She
Okay.
said may have had a drink, like she doesn't drink often,
Mhm.
so I wouldn't put too much stock
And that's
in
not
it.
been your experience?
I've never seen her drink,
Okay.
not
so-
one drink of alcohol.
All right.
And I've never seen her take Ambien. In fact, there was a point where she told me she stopped taking Ambien, and that was a couple months ago.
Okay.
She said she had trouble sleeping. And during this conversation, or right after, at some point, maybe it might not be on the recording, but she said, I stopped She said something like, "That's why do you think I was medicating myself at night? I can't get through the night." She told me she has nightmares that her father's standing at the foot of the bed. Good. She should have those nightmares.
Right.
When did she tell you that? Last night?
Yeah, it was either right before I started the tape or on the phone call. I'm sorry, I just can't remember.
Okay.
A lot of that is...
Is there a way we can try to...
Well, I can try to get... Do you have a thumb drive?
I can get a thumb drive, yes, sir.
I have a question, and I only say this because it bears in this conversation. When you stopped seeing her or having relations with her, was this kind of a mutual thing, or is she okay with it, or she's upset about it, or...
It's
only because it's going to be relevant, not right now, but at some point it may be relevant.
No, it's mutual. We just stopped. Sometimes we don't talk for weeks, and then she would call me up and say she wanted to see me or whatever. And
Right. She's not going to tell us later on that you have an active line with her or anything like that at all.
who knows what she's going to say.
I am saying, but it won't be truthful. That's what we're trying to vet that out at this time. You see what I'm saying?
But if I had an axe to grind, how would I make her say stuff I never
I
heard of
understand.
in my life?
We're just trying to go through all this
Yeah,
stuff. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
Whether I had an axe to grind or not, her to admit murder to me doesn't seem like a likely scenario to get even with me or to.
No, I understand that, but I'm just
But
trying
we
to
just
say,
have to,
we have to walk through all these scenarios is what I'm trying to tell you.
like, are you upset with her, or?
No, I'm not upset. I mean, yeah, I mean, she ticks me off quite a bit with the crazy texting, but not enough to. It's not. Like, I have no motive to make up a story about something I never heard of in my life before.
I understand that. I'm just saying we just kind of vet all this out and just make sure that, it's ones where you got an axe story with her, she's got one to grind with you, and then one's made up later on. We're trying to find if there was. We need to know about it. If there's not, that's
I know
fine.
that Mary Beth does not like me because of my transferring affections to the sister. So,
So she wasn't happy about this, obviously. So do you have any contact with her at all, or you pretty much do not have contact with the
we
other
don't
sister?
really talk. I mean, last time I was at the house, I saw her, but
Okay.
she doesn't really talk to me.
Okay.
But I just honestly, I'll answer any questions you have, but
Certainly.
I honestly I would not understand why anybody would think that any relationship I had with her or her sister bears upon her confession of something that I have no idea transpired.
See, what he was trying to tell you is that we have to vet everything out, okay? Anything, if there's, that they can try to attack or not, whether he's making this up because, whatever, he's
Right.
upset with me. I didn't get the job that he wanted, or I'm not paying him for this.
Right, so I would
we
make her
just-
confess to
I'm
murder.
just-
Right,
I'm
okay.
just-
I understand that, but you haven't been in this position before. Do we have to find out, do we have to defend anything that's going on as far
Right.
as, well, especially because of the relationship. You have a relationship with her and a relationship with her sister.
Right.
If you think that later on that won't be an issue, I'm telling you it's going to be. So
Yeah.
we're trying to vet that out right now to make sure.
Do the best you can, ask me anything you want.
I get that, but I'm saying, that's why I told you. We're only asking about this to the point of having to know, because later on, I'm looking down the road that somebody's going to use this as a tool, okay?
And I told
Not
you-
yourself, it could be. That's what I'm trying to say. If there was something to be known, I'd rather know about it up front and we'll deal with it. I
Right.
don't want to find out about it 5 months from now, you understand
There's
that?
nothing I can tell you other than
Okay.
we had a relationship. We've had, it's been up and down,
Sure,
but none of it had anything to do with this. That's all I can say.
perfect. No, that's fine.
That's what,
That's all I was asking. That was all that question was about.
Okay. Trying to get the password to this.
so you said that she's going to expect you guys left it off that you would come by and talk to her today, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what she actually texted me now.
And what's she saying?
Something about she went to meet with her attorney. She went to a phone meeting and signed papers at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and
Oh, for the house?
Yes.
That you're telling me, I guess they close tomorrow?
Yeah, she said they close tomorrow.
But she knew yesterday that you were going to stop by, you were going to have a meeting today
Yep.
at some point. Okay, so that's not unusual.
No.
That's already been discussed. Okay.
Yeah, I did that because I knew there was no way I was going to be able to sit with this. I knew almost immediately. I couldn't have that information and hold it like she's holding it, because he's not my father. But it would weigh heavy on my mind.
Understood.
My mom. I just lost my mom in June 8th, and I mean, hold on a second.
Go ahead.
We're talking patricide.
No, I understand.
I mean,
No.
that's huge.
Like I said, it may bother her, it obviously bothers you, and it only bothers her maybe when she's talking about it. So everybody's built differently, so that's what I'm saying though. So,
Right. I just don't know what she's thinking. I'm gonna try to open up iTunes on this and get that file. He's taking a call.
yeah, I think so, yeah. He'll be right back in. We'll get this transferred over or whatever we need to do.
It's chilling to me, even though
It sounds like it.
she's meek lady, very meek.
So you were pretty shocked over that when that came up.
I was-
I'm sure you were thinking something else was going to be said, which
thought
makes
she was
sense.
going to say she was molested.
Right. And when that came out, then you were probably shocked.
I was shocked. I couldn't believe I was being confessed to murder. Because not once did I think, oh, he was old and dying. Yeah, I get it. Not once that didn't cross my mind. As soon as she said, I'm like, he murdered your father.
Right.
Stop right there.
Right.
This is bad.
Right.
This can only get worse when she's
Right.
talking. So I was like, how the hell do I close this? Let me see.
You mentioned that Linda's a nurse. Did she ever talk about where she works at or did work
She
at?
worked for somebody called Dr. Mazer or something, she told me. I don't know
Right.
who he is.
Did she ever mention hospice before this conversation? That's
No.
where she worked?
No, she never
Okay.
mentioned that. Trying to find, let's see, let's go, here it is. Yeah, I need this off my chest, I know that.
Well, we appreciate you coming in and telling us this, obviously, so.
Yeah, I just hope it's the right thing as far as you can do something about it. I would hate to think that I came forward with this and then you're just like, well, it's 4 years old, he's cremated,
Oh, no.
can't do anything.
No, I work in very old cases, so I'm just saying that's 4 years is not that long.
Okay, a
So-
4-year-old case with a confession, I mean, again, you can't promise anything, but is that something that is prosecutable? Is a confession, I mean, I'm just wondering if a confession, either this or if I get anything else for you, is that prosecutable? Is that something that's...
It can be, but there's a lot of aspects of this that we have to look at.
We have to do a lot of work before, or so forth. So we're just, let's see the video and then we'll go do that. We'll try to maybe have you go talk to her.
You want to do that?
If you're willing to do that.
I'm willing to do it.
Okay, we appreciate that.
I won't be able to live with it if I don't. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to attempt to drag these files onto the desktop, then I'm going to drag it on that so you have them.
Correct.
So let me see, I just need to know how to do that. No, I'm just looking at the, I just want to look into it.
Because all you gotta do is copy it, put it on, like you said, on the desktop, and it's really easy.
Yeah, I want to find the photos. I want to look at it as a.
Get it?
No, I'm just trying to figure out how to just look at the photos. I don't want to sync the whole phone to this computer. It's not even my computer. I'm just gonna Google it real quick.
Is that an iPhone?
It's an iPhone.
Yeah, usually you could go right into open it up. You don't have to sync it to it. You can, without iTunes,
Yeah.
you know how to do that.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I'm not gonna look at anything, because I'm an iPhone guy.
You are?
Yes, sir.
Oh, here you go.
Alright. So, what you
You
can
don't need
do.
iTunes?
Yeah. So
You're connected to the phone. The phone is recognized.
Okay, because now you're gonna end up syncing all this.
Oh, we
and
don't
I
want
don't
that.
want you to do that. So,
We can close iTunes then.
yeah. Let me.
Just so we can close it, right? But the phone is recognized and connected. We can go look into it as a hard drive.
Yes, that's what I'm. Come down here. I just don't have a Mac computer. Hold on, where's the files?
I'm gonna Google it. Transferring.
If you like, okay, I can do it on mine here because I have a window. I got a Windows base,
Okay.
and you can watch me. And
Yeah, I'll do
I
it with you.
Yes, sir. And I can connect to this.
Connect
and
your
then I
iPhone to the computer. If the autoplay window appears, click Import Pictures and Videos using Windows. To click the import settings.
All right.
But we can try it.
Because I don't have a Mac computer.
Okay, let's try that.
Do it here.
Yeah, let's try it. Let's see.
The USB.
What kind of car does Linda drive?
She's got a she has a brand new Hyundai 2018.
It'll say trust. Allow.
Yeah. All right, then let me see it. I'm gonna look in the hard drive and I'll give you the two files that you need.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So we'll go here. This. Right here.
Okay. Let me see that.
If we click on here.
Yeah, I know how to do it from there. I'm gonna minimize this window a little bit though, so I can see the desktop. Then I'm gonna look in here. See what I am?
It should be videos.
Possibly.
Is there a video?
No.
No, just click on those. Usually it has a file in the photos.
No.
Just double click on that.
Try that.
See.
I'm gonna have to look for them. Give me a second. Might not be able to find it immediately, but these are images, not videos. Okay, I'll go to the next one.
Each file.
Yeah, eventually we'll find it. Images, video. It's going to be MOV file. It's not there. Images. Video. Start with this last one.
Anything?
No, I mean everything. Yeah, everything. But I'm looking for just this one. It's probably on here. So, wish there's a way to sort by date. That would take care of this.
I think it tells you dates there too.
There's a file extension that I could use to search for it. It's right on. I saw it when I was looking on the video. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at the video, get the file extension, and then search for that file extension. Okay, so it's...
Does it tell you, is that the video there?
That's the video. Let me see if there's information. There's no information on it.
Right up top. Let me see.
No, there's nothing there. No file information. But I'll find it. In the meantime, let me try to email it to you.
Alright, you can try that.
Let me try that and see what happens if it gets...
Try doing one at a time.
Yeah, I'm going to do one at a time. This is... Well, first...
Actually, do you want to airdrop it?
Oh, let's do that. There you go. That will work.
Hold on.
And then you can figure out how to get it off.
Yeah, I can get it off of mine.
Just turn on AirDrop for everyone, and then I'll do it. That's a great idea, as long as you have room on your phone.
Alright,
You ready?
go ahead.
PVPPPIN.
Try that one, yeah. Yep.
Okay, here comes one.
Okay. Got it. Send me another one.
Okay. This is
taking a minute.
Yeah, it's 32 minutes long.
Okay.
We can disconnect this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Close this.
Just X out of that.
Great idea, detective. So we don't need this. You'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
How to get it onto your computer. Yeah, I haven't watched this since. I couldn't. Hope you have room.
Yeah. It's just taking a little bit, and then once we do that one,
I got the other one's
You
only
got
2
the
minutes
other
and
one?
59 seconds, 3 minutes. So it won't take any time. Again, I'm asking out of curiosity. I don't know how you guys go about any of these things that you do, but is having a confession, either this and or something else, enough to convict an old murder?
Well, there's a lot of things that we have to do on the back end, and
I understand that.
I can't disclose all that.
Well, no, this is just like we're
Right.
talking.
No,
I met you in a bar, I'm like, hey, can you solve
Yeah.
old murders?
Yeah.
When someone confesses, is that enough, or do you have to have a corpus delicti or whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
Go ahead and send the other one.
I'm just asking. This is the second one.
Okay.
I'm just asking as out of curiosity, have you done that before? Have you solved old murders with a confession? Is that enough, or do you need more evidence?
You can do with a confession. Like you said, there's a lot of work to be done, so it's very early involved in this process where we can say that.
Your plug, USB plug,
This one?
to plug into my phone.
You mean this?
USB plug. This one. Thanks.
You got them both?
Yes, sir.
That was quick thinking. She's trying to say my window's closing for coming. She's trying to say,
Tell her you'll be over there. Tell her we'll get this set up. Let me
listen, yeah, did you find it?
I'm working on it here.
That's only two. Hello? It is. How's it going, man? Nothing else besides the painting on the tips and stuff that we took to the shop. Like I told you, I promised you that. What are you talking about? You're talking about the primer that was already on there since the beginning? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't do anything in the hangar. We talked. I didn't do anything else. Nothing at all. That's why the fuselage is still like that. It's going to Foster's tomorrow.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to make sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I promised you. Yeah, no, nothing's going on, and I didn't do that. So I told you that I wouldn't. That's why I left the fuselage alone. Yeah.
If it looks like we're losing our window, 10:23 on this and spool that.
Yeah.
If we are, I don't know, but he's on the phone.
Yeah,
Are you
we'll
with
find
me
out.
on that? Because I don't know.
Yeah, just send. I'll get with.
No, I'm not doing anything in there. It's going
Yeah,
to Foster's.
so-
Just getting
yeah.
painted. We did nothing
Let's-
else
let
after
me
that.
get
We didn't even do any sanding after
And
that.
then
I took the wingtips and things, parts to
figure
the
out,
guy's
see
shop.
what the window is.
To paint the tips and things that went back on. He painted over and shop in Clearwater. So, yeah, I promised you that, and I stuck to that. Okay. Yeah, tell him to calm down. It's fine. Nothing happened. Nothing's going to happen. Appreciate it. Thanks. Bye. Bye. Jeez.
Your painter?
Oh, no. There's painting. There's the guy who I have an airplane in the hangar, and he's complaining about people have been painting inside the hangar.
Oh.
Overspray and stuff.
Gotcha.
Like that.
Gotcha.
Okay, what's he doing?
He's stepping out real quick. Let's find out. I don't know if he got on there or not. I don't know if he got on his phone or the desktop. I don't know. Has Linda texted you about meeting with you?
Yeah, right
Since
now
you've been
she's trying to say the window's closing, so I gotta hurry up and go over there.
Okay.
I don't need long. She'll She'll talk to me.
Okay.
Do you have something to record?
Yeah, we're working on that right now. So even though we wanted to see this video, we may forego that for right now. We don't want to miss the window of that, so that's what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
If she says that, we want to kind of...
I'll come back later. You
Well,
just don't watch the video on your own anyway.
Right, that's fine. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's not as important to watch it now, so that's fine.
Scary stuff.
Sounds like it.
These two girls did it. To me, it is. I mean, you know, if you've been on the job, you've seen probably a lot worse stuff than that. People, your head's blown off. Who knows? And what kind of homicides you've investigated? I don't know how long you've been doing this. What you've seen?
Long time.
I don't know what you've seen that's scary to look at. But this to me, this is scary. It's just chilling for someone to, you know, pinch their father's nose until he stops breathing.
Right.
I just.
What does this other sister do for a living? Do you ever
She
know
works
about
down
that?
here at a medical records billing
Okay.
place by the, you know where you pay your taxes in Clearwater,
Yeah,
on the Olive Garden or something?
Yeah,
She
right on
works
19.
there.
I know where that is, yeah. Okay. I know you haven't said anything to her yet, but being back to Linda, the agreement was just to meet back at her house,
Yeah.
talk, and then whatever. Okay, got it. Did you give detective the address where you're going to be meeting her at?
Yes.
He did all that. Okay, good. Let me ask you this. If you were to tell her, meaning Linda, that you don't believe her about this, what do you think her reaction would be to that? Yes, I didn't realize your father's really dead. I got that. What I'm saying is,
I don't think
we're trying to figure out, was there anything that was, anything else? Did she keep any of this stuff? It'd be extremely odd.
There's nothing she would have, but I mean, I could ask. I just don't think.
It would be extremely odd for
Yeah.
somebody to do that, and I'm trying to say, no, I want you to just come out and ask for that because it would be extremely obvious what was going on, so we don't want that, but I just don't know what her reaction to some of this would be. If you were to say, well, this sounds very outlandish,
Could you keep the rag?
Did you? Yeah, but if you say that, she's going to be this should be really flustered about that.
She's really naive, extremely.
Right.
Like she just says things. I mean, she told me that her sister already asked her if she told me this. She
What do you think that was? Was this yesterday or?
No, she said it yesterday. She
Okay.
said Mary Beth has already asked me if I've told. She said that Mary Beth said, "Did you tell him about Dad?" And then she told Mary Beth, "No, I did
Okay.
not tell him about Dad." I didn't ask when that was, but I don't
So
assume.
it had to be right, very recent, of course, because this happened, right?
No, it was before this. I mean, because she was confessing to me yesterday,
Okay.
and then she said, "Mary Beth's already asked me if I've told you about this."
Okay, I'm with you now. I totally get you.
So in other words, Mary Beth's already suspicious that since we talk, that
Maybe that had come up and she had mentioned it.
Yeah,
and she told her she did not.
No,
although
she did not.
that would have been true in the past because she had not, but yesterday
Yeah,
obviously did.
now it's true.
Got it.
But Mary Beth's worried about it too.
Any of these people been in trouble before?
Not that I know of. I would doubt it. From what I know about them, that they have any record of any sort.
Okay.
I mean, but who knows? I mean,
You don't know,
I'm
right.
sitting next to a murderer, and I didn't know that either.
That's what I'm saying. So you may not know that. I'm just saying something you may have said. No, nothing you would investigate. I'm just saying
No.
something you would have just heard off the cuff or anything like that.
I mean, possibly DUI for Mary Beth because she drinks a lot.
She's a heavy drinker. Okay.
Very heavy. I've followed her home drunk. I've watched her drink 7 or 8 drinks, followed her home. I videotaped her drunk driving episode from behind and sent it to her.
Right. So you're really bad. We shouldn't be. Right.
Yeah, I said you're really bad. And she was at my show and I was packing up and she left. She went to the valet and got her car and she left before me, right before me. And because I told her to wait and I would drive her home, and she went to the valet anyway. Like I was packing up my gear, she went to the valet, got the car, and I saw her leaving. And I got my car, the valet gave me the keys and everything. I got packed up and I got my car right behind her. I went down the road and I followed her, and she was swerving. Any cop would have stopped her. Any
Right.
Wouldn't even been a question. And I sent her the video, and I continued home.
Right.
And I said, look at yourself.
Yeah, you're in a bad way. Understood.
You shouldn't do that. And then, of course, she said, I had one drink, but I didn't eat anything. That's what they always say.
Right. But you know she had more than that.
Oh, I watched her.
Right.
I watched her. And they always say that, though. I didn't eat. Okay, well, all right. Well, if you didn't eat, then, and you know that alcohol affects you like that, then why drink?
Correct.
Maybe you should eat and then drink, or maybe don't drink at all.
Right.
If you didn't eat.
Just eat.
Well, whichever you do, but I mean,
Right.
that's always the case. They always say they had one drink or two drinks. Never 5, 6, 7.
That's correct.
They never say it.
That's right.
It's funny though when you watch them or you see them pay a tab of $100 and they're like, I had one drink, I didn't even finish it.
Right.
I'm like, why do you say that?
Right. You know that didn't happen. Right. That's
Nobody's
correct.
dumb. Nobody's dumb. We see you getting drunk. Okay, where is he? Because I really should go.
Let me text him real quick.
I don't know if he's reviewing the tape with your son.
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I just said we're.
You're gonna have me go over there. I need to go soon. I also have some
We're doing
things I
it.
have to do.
Yeah, we need to get up and run with this like real fast. So can we? I know, but I'm telling you, we. Okay, so we're waiting for that to happen. Okay, that's fine. All right, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, bye. All right, we're getting equipment. That's what's going on. That's where he's at. So I said, okay. I said we're missing our window of time here, so we appreciate your patience. We'll get this moving along and get you on your way here for whatever you're doing.
Just while I wait for him, just look at this. Look at a little of this. Here, you can say where you're at.
Oh, okay.
Is it too low?
I said, just put him in a little bit of alcohol.
Oh.
6, 7 of them. And stir him up. Because he was waiting for a drink.
The beverage alcohol?
Yeah. Vodka. So, what does she do? She makes a drink this big.
Mary Beth?
Yes. Instead of making a little drink, she makes a big drink. Because the 7 halcyon, I think it was halcyon, which are very strong, would have been plenty enough to just let him go to sleep and sleep peacefully. So she makes a drink this big. Well, he can't drink a drink this big. So I looked at her and I said, you fucked up. I said, so she already handed the drink. He takes about 4 swigs of it, 5. And in about 15 minutes, his hands started shaking. He was dropping his prayers that he was saying, his holy cards.
That pissed me off.
But I knew
His
he
prayer
didn't have
cards.
enough in his system
Guy had prayer cards in his hand, detective. Enough what?
of the halcyon.
What is Halcyon?
Halcyon's a sleeping pill. It's strong. It's as strong as you can take.
Wait a minute, your father was taking Halcyon on his own even though he's losing his mind?
No, the doctor was giving it to him. He was prescribing it to him.
To your father?
Yes.
But your father was overusing the Halcyon.
He told the doctor, I'm going to take what it takes to put me to sleep at night.
And your doctor said, his doctor said, okay, do what you got to do?
Yeah. He's faking my
And then since you and Mary Beth knew that he was overtaking it, you thought that would be the way because it wouldn't be suspected that you gave him the Halcyon because he was overdosing himself.
Right.
Okay. So that was your plan. So you would dissolve 7 Halcyons in the alcohol.
If somebody talked to me like that, I would stop right there and say, you're recording
In
me.
a cup of vodka, she fills the whole thing up with soda and all this other stuff.
Right, made like a real drink.
Yeah. And she hands it to him. So he took enough to knock him for a loop. Really knock him for a loop. But this is very hard for me, Anthony.
I know.
I've never told anybody this.
I guess not.
And obviously,
I mean,
I would deny it if you ever told anybody.
why would I tell somebody? What good is it going to do? You said the body's cremated.
Yes, it's cremated.
Your father's cremated.
We've already been through an investigation. The police
Who investigated?
The police were there.
The police of where?
Okay. Well, so let me tell you. He lay down on the couch.
Wait, this was 7 years ago?
4.
4 years ago?
Yeah.
There you go, he's on the couch.
You killed your father 4 years ago.
Do you have to say it like that?
Well, but
And
that's...
don't just say it to me because it was my sister too.
See?
And Mary Beth.
Correct. We euthanized him. We didn't kill him.
Well, euthanasia is not legal.
Well, it is because hospice does it all the time. They give you the lethal dose of morphine. I've seen it. I've done it myself.
So you think that if you take it upon yourself that your father is suffering and no medical, but he was at home, he wasn't taken to the hospital, you think it's upon yourself? Look, I'm not trying to give you a hard time, but did you really think it was upon yourself to decide whether he should be euthanized? I mean, they arrested that Jack Kevorkian
He
guy.
didn't want to go to the place that this beautiful place that he was going to go live in. Have his own little apartment.
He didn't want to go.
didn't
So
want
he was all set up to go live in a beautiful
But you
apartment,
told
but yet he
me,
was dying,
I
says
asked
the
you at the
doctor.
beginning of this if he asked for euthanasia.
They didn't want to
You said
spend
no.
money on the apartment, they wanted to stop it right there
Well,
and get the
in his
insurance.
will, he had a DNR, but he didn't you don't ask for euthanasia.
Well, you do if you want it. That's why they bring in that Jack Kevorkian guy to help them. But what I'm trying to say is, the very first thing I asked you when this conversation started is like, you euthanized your father. You said yes. And I said, did he ask for euthanasia? And you said, no.
We made the decision, okay?
Right, you and Mary Beth made the decision.
Yes.
Your sister and you decided that euthanasia was the best thing for him.
Yes, because medically wise, I knew with a big giant mass in his lung that he had maybe months to live.
Yes,
And
months.
he had lost his mind.
That's good, months more. Thank you, I'll take it.
Maybe it was wrong. Why do you think I battle every day with it? So anyway, he went to sleep.
Okay.
We thought he was
Dead.
dead.
And he
He
wasn't.
opened his eyes.
He opened his
He
eyes.
looked at us.
He looked at you.
And I said, now what do we do?
You asked her now what to do.
I said, what do we do now?
Listen to
To
this.
them.
I don't know if I can even tell the rest of it.
You put a pillow over his face.
Yeah, we actually did. Not a pillow, but we did. Kind of screaming, yes.
By pinching his nose? Did you pinch your father's nose? How did you do it?
Can't talk.
What do you mean you can't talk? You already told me. This is the only way to get it off your chest. You've never told anybody. You might as well finish so I know and you know that the truth has been told. Did you pinch his nose and hold his mouth? I mean, that's very personal. That's probably why you're having problems right now, mental problems. Which you do, by the way. You realize you can't tell a therapist this, right?
No, I can't tell a therapist, and I can't tell
You
anybody.
can't tell anybody.
She knows.
Well, anyway, there's no proof of it.
walked into the police and admitted you did that, there would be evidence. What if she does? What if she goes crazy? Your sister, Mary Beth, is crazy. What if she goes crazy one day and walks in and admits it?
I just deny it.
You would just deny it. And you
Yeah,
think that...
stand there and admit that I killed my father?
There you go.
Not me, but we did.
Who pinched his nose?
She did.
And did you hold his mouth?
I put a washcloth in it.
You put a washcloth in his mouth? How can you live with yourself?
It's hard, Anthony. It's very hard.
But he was alive and you ended his life.
I know I did.
Did you guys discuss money before you did this? How you could inherit?
No.
It had nothing to do with money?
Nothing to do with money. It had to
Are
do
you
with
sure?
what we were living with. What we saw, and the doctor just told me, your father has a massive cancerous, his whole lung is full of cancer. He may have 2 months left to live.
But what? But there's been miracles in the past.
Okay, so what do you want me to do now? Go confess to the police?
I didn't say to do that. Only you know what will set you free.
Nothing will set me free.
You can't decide that a miracle of modern medicine couldn't have saved him and cleared his cancer out.
Never. Never in a million years.
You can't decide that.
The doctor said it. He told me
Fuck
your
the doctor.
father's dying.
But he's not dead. You can't end his life. You know this. You know you can't end a life. You know it's murder.
Yes, I do.
That's murder. Look at you, little innocent you. You've actually murdered a person in this world. And your own father to boot. I've never murdered a person. I'm dangerous. I'm a dangerous individual. People start fights with me and I don't just wrestle with them. I pound them into oblivion. And I've never murdered anybody. I can't believe it. I've even wanted to in the past. I've even
So then
thought...
what are you thinking? Now, what are you going to do?
What do you mean?
Then I told you.
I can't believe that you murdered.
Not me. Me and my sister.
I can't believe
Don't
that
put it just on me. We made the decision together as a pack.
She's a dumbass. You're the ringleader. You know that. The first person to think, let's just euthanize him, was you. You know that. And
No,
she
it
agreed.
really wasn't.
And she agreed.
No, that's not true.
Oh, you both said it at the same time. You went
Actually,
1, 2, 3, let's euthanize.
both decided at the same time because actually, you don't know.
Put this on pause and we're going to sit here. Or sit up. Just hang it for a second.
Hang tight, buddy. We're waiting on a couple people to get here, okay?
She's
I know.
she's texting me that her window's closing, and you know, if they play this right, we might be able to talk to Mary Beth. I might
Okay.
be able to talk to
Well-
her, and Mary Beth will walk in from work, and I might be able to spring it on her. I think that's the best way. Mary Beth's a loose cannon, but if she walks in and says, "What the hell's he doing here?" I might say, "She just told me about that," and she might go, "Oh."
Right.
You know what I mean?
We'll work it out. We got some things coming over here, and we're gonna.
Oh, thanks. Tell me. Just tell me. What
I know,
you
we're
want.
gonna get the devices and stuff like that, okay? Hang tight here, or do you,
I don't feel like sitting there anymore.
okay,
You want to do an interview with me? We don't need to record or anything.